Here recording this video, close of trade Friday 26th of October 2012. It's actually Saturday here in France. Hope you traded well. Interesting week, pretty range bound. Still think we've got a lot of weakness going on. It's interesting how the good GDP numbers this morning were just totally kind of sold down. But we might have a little bit of a bounce on Monday anyway, so let me just roll through my charts, just show you what I'm looking at. So here's the daily chart, 1.5 million contracts traded. I mean, we've had decent ranges all week and decent volume all week, so I've actually been quite enjoying trading. But this is the important point, we've kind of sold down, broken this pullback level. So on the daily chart, we're in a downtrend now. If you look at this kind of down, this kind of three time frame views, so 45 minutes times 3 gives you 135 minutes, 135 minutes times 3 gives you daily chart. So it's similar to my 500, 1500, 4500 tip bar chart, but at just a higher resolution. We're below this support level here, and we've made a bullish divergence on the daily chart. So this was kind of a big sell down that we had on this left shoulder, and we've made less kind of selling pressure into this sell down on this. So from that we could have a little bounce. But what kind of concerns me on the 45-minute chart, we're below support here, and we've not made our pullback to end of trend. You can see we're rolling over here in terms of better sine wave, kind of coming back to make that loop, a little form of pullback to an end of trend kind of sequence. So I think we might have a little bit of a bounce on Monday maybe, and that pullback level will come in Monday, Tuesday. Kind of in this region between where we are at the moment and 1420, 1425. So who knows? But that still has to be made in order to basically end this thing off kind of neatly. In terms of the better X trend, here we go. So this is where we kind of sold down, kind of got this move going. We're still in a downtrend and haven't rolled this trailing stop down because we've not had an exhaustion kind of selling bar to kind of finish that move off. So we're still technically in a downtrend here, and on the trend line, same thing. This is where we got our initial break of the trend line. We came back up, kissed that trend line, so just rising up to underneath of that trend line is called a kiss. Little congestion bar, bang, fell through. On Monday we had a little bit of strength where we kind of rallied into the congestion zone, but then back into a downtrend. So it's all it's not kind of good in terms of oscillator though. So we are oversold. Trin oscillator, put call ratio oscillator, we're oversold at -72, -164. And a couple of days ago we had a little bullish divergence pattern on the adjusted Trin value here, which just kind of signals after you get these couple of days later, or a day later, maybe 2 days later, the Trin oscillator will tick up. So as soon as that kind of ticks up, we'll have a little bit of strength. We'll kind of close out this short trade on the Trin systems here, and could go for just a little bit of strength. But as I said, any strength is kind of being sold down at the moment. And just another kind of piece of evidence that we might have a little bit of a bounce. This is the average trade size. Now I keep on saying this, although the coloring the same as better Pro-Am, so blue bars professional, yellow bars are amateur bars. This isn't better Pro-Am algorithm, it's a totally different algorithm to calculate average trade size. But what you tend to see, you can see on this last kind of move up, here's was a very low average trade size on Friday, and you tend to see those on these little dips here through this last kind of sequence on the way up, and on the way down, at some of these turning points you get these little amateur bars kind of cropping up here. So that's what I'm saying, we could have a little bit of a some strength on Monday, Tuesday, but in general I'm pretty bearish at the moment. So if we have a what have we got? We've got this big storm coming into New York potentially on Tuesday, so the markets might be extremely quiet on Tuesday, and I thought people would be rushing home on Monday in anticipation of that hitting on Tuesday. So Monday, Tuesday's activity might be a little bit odd anyway. Longer time frame tip bar chart, so 40,500 tip bar chart, which can be similar to the 45-minute chart. Here we have made pullback to end of trend, and I was talking about this kind of exhaustion selling volume. If you look at the 13,000 chart, so this is getting this move going, this huge exhaustion selling kind of down here, getting this move going on the downside. And we did see a similar type volume on Tuesday in terms of selling down, and we've just been cruising around these ranges, just really range bound here with these cyclical support and resistance levels being printed. So we move through ranges, trending moves, into a trending move, and then we go through a consolidation move, waiting for the next trending move. So we could have a little bit of a break into an uptrend because we've had another exhaustion selling pattern on the 13,500 with bullish divergence on Friday's activity, kind of when we tested here, and that was that GDP number that kind of got sold down, and we didn't get past really 1400 and started to kind of crack up. On the 4,500 tip bar chart, we have broken into an uptrend, and we're coming up to quite a lot of blue professional bars. It is the end of the day, end of the week, so a lot of professionals kind of closing out positions, not holding over the weekend, but we've broken into an uptrend here on the 4,500 tip bar chart, so we've got to make a pullback to end of trend most likely on this. So that was just a rip through the charts. Enjoyed my trading on Friday. It was into a trade really early. We had, in expectation of that GDP number kind of coming out. So you can see this is the overnight session. This is Thursday evening into Friday, and I think all this volatility, I think that was the Apple number kind of coming out. And you can see blue professional bars down here at the high 90s, 1390s, kind of coming in here, and a whole group, that's a little gathering pattern, one after another, just setting off there, and this is a little bit of exhaustion buying, kind of getting this move going. And that was all just before the GDP number comes out, 7:30 Chicago time. And I was in long at 1401.50, which was a lousy entry. It was way after this thing had kind of set off, but I hadn't been looking at my charts. But with that, an expectation of it breaking into an uptrend move, and we went pullback to dirty end of trend. There's the pullback just on that chart there. An end of trend, dirty end of trend, because the pullback level was violated, but that's what we got with an exhaustion buying pattern up here. So that whole move went into 1411s, 1412s maybe at the highs there, and I was long at 1401.50. Took out 4 points, kept on going and going, but after the news was out. But I was just happy to get 4 before the open of the day. Then got short at this move here. I thought that amateur down bars, we had a support level pullback and an uptrend on the 500 tip bar chart. Thought I'd kind of go long there and got taken out on my stop. That move was over. So pullback to end of trend with an exhaustion pattern. We didn't put in, the reason why I was going long at that point was we hadn't seen blue professional bars into those highs, which is very unusual. But we did see them get going when we had the bearish divergence here. So we had Rambo patterns, and then the professionals, little professional up bar, and then getting it going, selling down on the next bar with a bearish divergence, and that top was in there. So a little bit of an unusual pattern not to see blue professional bars on the 1500 there. But as soon as you had this kind of rolling over at this point, and here we were into downtrend, and I took 2 short trades after that, one for 3 and one for 4. So I made back that stop loss trade, which was kind of nice to do. So I'll tag on one of those, not sure which I'll tag on. Yeah, so we went into a rally at the end of the day as well. Pull back to, didn't finish with an end of trend move here. We had it wasn't exhaustion selling on the way down, but we didn't have very much selling on the way down, and then these amateur down bars bounced off that resistance into an uptrend here. So we've had all these blue professional bars kind of coming at the end of the day. Anyway, so that's about it. I might do a post video tomorrow looking at the weekly charts on all the risk off markets, because they're all still kind of heading down. But as I said, we could have a little bit of a bounce Monday, Tuesday, and look out for Tuesday, because it's going to be potentially a very slow day. And I hope you traded well this week. Enjoy your weekend. 825, short 825. Okay, let's try this short trade again. The reason I'm going short now, we've got cyclical resistance coming on the 1500. It's coming on 500 as well. We've got these Rambo patterns coming here, Rambo pattern on 1500. So we should be in a downtrend now after having exhaustion buying, and kind of a retrace kind of back here. Now we've got this support level that we put in on 45, but it yeah, that's why we're bouncing off here. So I need this to turn around, come back through for these time frames to sink in, get this kind of going down. Should probably be waiting for a blue professional bar, but that's an important. Rambo patterns on 1500 are important, so good, we're coming around. Okay, so short 825. Go blue professional bars coming on 500, 2 of them on the way down. We were breaking the lows of those. So one kind of getting short as we were on that retrace, and the second one kind of following up. So I need to break through the lows of this one for confirmation that we're on our way down. Otherwise, if we break through 1409s, we've got these two resistance lines here, and we'll be in an uptrend supported by this cyclical support on 45. But if we keep going through to 7s, we've got almost like a confirmed change in trend after topping out. So let's come on. Here we go. I think we got the break. So blue professional bar came in on 1500 and another one here. A whole bunch here. So just on that retrace, getting short and then following it up, going down. So retrace and following it up, going down. So now 1407, we're broken through support on 500 into a trend move. So this will gradually kind of roll over and just give us a cyclical resistance on 45 at some point. So 1409 is kind of the line in the sand. If we break back up and head through 1409s, we're going up, but looks like this is following down. So target's at 425, which is this previous low here. Might move that out. Let's do that. 325, and let's hope for a break down here, kind of confirmation of a downtrend. Okay, there we go. Bearish divergence, just coming on the 1500 tip bar chart. It's right on the zero line, so we finally got that kind of confirmation after topping out after exhaustion buying. And breaking downs, Rambo pattern, so we might bounce off that, but we're below support here. We've got resistance, support due on 1500 at some point, but bearish divergence has come in here, so we're kind of following this down. So around, so what's that support level is 5.25. So that's why we bounced off it just here, kind of like a technical bounce on that previous low. But once we get to 425, we're in a downtrend on the 500 tip bar chart. Amazing rally that we had kind of overnight, and then it's just evaporated and kind of reversed and gone the other way. Here we go, breaking down to 425s. I'm moving the target out 225. So if we've got this right, we're going to run. Resistance coming on 4500s. I'm in a down bar, but we're strong downtrend on 500. So 4.25 is previous low here. So might get a little bit of a technical bounce off that, and then hopefully keep going. It's just evaporated. There we go, just a little bit of a bounce off 425. Rambo patterns kind of into it. We've still got to make pullback to end of trend on the 500. We've got support kind of possibly coming in here on the 1500. But definitely rolled over. There we go, we got our bounce support coming on the 1500. It's a Rambo pattern on 45. So got to be really careful here. We haven't seen professionals kind of come in yet on either of these time frames, but it just bounces off Rambo patterns. So still going to keep my target at 225. See where the pullback to end of trend kind of takes us. A whole bunch of blue professional bars on 1500 kind of come and pull back to end of trend. Hopefully we're going to run down here. Hopefully they were not picking it up, acquiring there. Nothing on 1500 yet, but just really nervous about this. So run pullback to end of trend, take me out at a kind of cyclical support on 4500. 4.25 was the original target to give me 4 points, and I'm shooting for 6. So let's just see where this goes. 25, out 525 just for 3. Maybe should have kept my target at 4.25, but I don't know, I just don't like this. We got pullback to end of trend, go off here. We just had bullish divergence. We got this one in here and one coming in here on 4500 with this Rambo pattern here. So let's just wait and see. Potentially we could come back down again, but we're coming up through that pullback level. So let's just wait for the next blue professional bar and 1500, see which way it goes.